Hello, second grade. For phonics today, we are working on I. We are working on short I and I with magic E. So I don't know if you remember what magic E does. I know you guys cover it in first grade. Magic E makes the vowel say its name. So normally magic E is at the end of our word. And when we see that magic E, we know whatever vowel we have says its own name. So today we're working on I, which means when we see magic E, I is not saying it's saying I. So say that with me. I, not it. So our first two words, we're going to practice these two. Our first word is bike. B-I-K, bike. And notice how our E is silent. So we don't say our E. E is here to make our vowel say its name. Because we're not saying b-ik, bick, right? That's not our word. Our word isn't bick. It's bike. B-I-k, bike. Same with hide. H-I-d, hide. Because magic E makes I say its name, which is I. Hide. Our next two, I want you to say them first. Say them in your head. Say them out loud. Ride. R-I-D. Ride. Our next one is fine. And you should be saying these with me. So you should be saying each sound and then putting them together. Fine. And our last two are dive, D-I-V, right? Because we're not saying div, it's dive with that I saying its name. Our last one is time, T-I-M, time. Okay, so there is our magic E, and we know that it says I when we see that E. Our next one we're going to work on is short I. So we've done long I, now we're doing short I, which says I as in igloo. So we're saying I. So say that with me. Short I says I, igloo, I, igloo. So each one of these, and notice how none of these words have an E at the end. So you should not be saying I at all. We're saying I. So our first word is pig, pig. So we're not saying pig. That wouldn't make much sense. Pig. Our next word is pin, pin. Win. Dip. Stick. Rip. Okay, so we're not going to practice the rest, but I want you throughout the rest of the day to be looking for those short I sounds on your worksheet or in any words that you say. Okay, so you need to be looking for magic E and short I. Magic E says I, and short I says I.